Sandy's in charge, a real hard case, with a clipboard and a fierce look on her face. Godfrey's the assistant, slow on his feet. Mike fixes things while Jen's so sweet. Welcome to McCreepys, where the fries are hot, but the vibe's a little off. The crew's always caught. From grills to fryers, they work with care, but watch out, it's not your usual fare.
Chapter 14. The neon sign flickered erratically, casting an eerie glow over the desolate McCreepy's parking lot. The sun had barely crested the horizon, bathing the restaurant's greasy windows in a sickly golden light. Inside, the usual sounds of clattering trays and low murmurs filled the air, but something about the morning felt different. Mike leaned lazily against the counter, idly toying with a stray straw wrapper. "Man, it's kind of weird not having Sandy breathing down our necks anymore," he mused, his voice laced with a rare tinge of nostalgia. Jen, meticulously counting receipts, smirked without looking up. "Yeah. Wonder what she's up to these days." Back at McCreepy's, the double doors swung open, striking the walls with an almost biblical force. A hush fell over the crew as the man stepped inside. He was an unsettling sight. A 60-year-old man, bald as an egg, clad in a tight red turtleneck McCreepy sweater. His hands, clasped together in a constant state of prayer, twitched slightly. But it was his eyes, wild, unblinking, and disturbingly aware, that sent shivers through the team. "Greetings, children. I am Marshall, your new general manager. I will be your guide into the future." A heavy silence fell over the crew. Justin gulped audibly. Jen's eyes narrowed. Mike raised an eyebrow. "Yeah, this guy is fucking crazy." Marshall wasted no time in trying to convert his new disciples. First, he approached Mike, his hands resting lightly on the man's shoulders. "Brother Mike, have you considered leaving this plane of existence?" Mike blinked. I clock out at 10. Does that count?" Marshall's fingers tightened ever so slightly. "Soon, we will all clock out forever." Mike pulled away, forcing an awkward laugh. "Yeah, okay. Gonna go." "Not do that." Undeterred, Marshall moved to Jen in the break room. "Sister Jen, have you ever looked at the stars and felt them calling to you?" Jen, unimpressed, scrolled through her phone. "Yeah, my horoscope told me to avoid weird bald guys today." Marshall simply nodded. "The stars are wise." Inside the freezer, Godfrey stood shivering, hugging a bag of frozen fries to his chest. "Brother Godfrey, do you yearn for the ultimate journey?" Marshall's voice was thick with conviction. Godfrey exhaled, his breath a visible puff of fog. "I just yearn for a working AC." Marshall grinned. "Soon, my child. Soon." Later that evening, the crew gathered in the kitchen, whispering furiously. "Okay, this guy is nuts," Justin hissed, his usual sweat levels elevated. "We're not drinking the Kool-Aid," Mike said firmly. "Or the McCreepy's punch," Jen added. Then everyone looked at the new hire, Otto. Otto smiled and said, "I'll never join that freakazoid they all agreed to resist." Upon arriving at work the next day, the atmosphere had changed. The lights flickered ominously. The air felt unnaturally thick, and distant chanting echoed through the empty dining area. In the center of the lobby stood Marshall and Otto. Otto, now clad in a red turtleneck, stood rigidly beside a large glass punch bowl. Marshall raised his hands. Brothers and sisters, today we transcend. He gestured to the murky, glowing liquid inside the punch bowl. By drinking this holy elixir, we shall be transported to the great beyond, where we will ride the flying Bob Comet for eternity. The crew stared in horror. Otto, what the hell? Mike blurted. There's no comet, Jen insisted, and definitely no great beyond. Godfrey whimpered. Marshall smiled serenely. Goodbye, non-believers. Without hesitation, Marshall and Otto chugged the punch. Suddenly, a blinding light erupted from above, shattering the McCreepy ceiling. The air crackled with electricity. The floor trembled beneath their feet. Marshall and Otto began to levitate, their arms outstretched, eyes glowing with pure euphoria. We rise! Marshall bellowed. The light engulfed them entirely, and in a final, brilliant flash, they were gone.